Hi everyone, this is Matt Becker with KeysMyaths.com, and we're going to do another Scars and Mirrodin draft here. We're about midway through the first pack. Relevant cards are Nim Deathmantle, Cisbear, Lumigrid Drake, Horizon Spellbomb's good, and the two mirrors are good. Haven't been too impressed with Deathmantle. The combos are nice. It's a little slow and sealed. I think we're going to pass that. Cisbear is an excellent Infect card, and we will certainly be sending the Infect signal. We want to play it safe. We go with Silver, Lead, and Mirror. So, I haven't drafted the Infect strategy in a while. I think it's worth taking Cisbear here because I think it's a little better than the other cards in the pack. Certainly get some decent Infect stuff. Icarats is good. It's not great. Corpse Curse is certainly very good. Instill Infection, hopefully it wheels. I doubt it will. Would be nice for our deck. It looks like they took a common, and Corpse Curse is still in the pack, so that's a really good sign. So I think we're going to stick with this strategy and go with Corpse Curse. So, a couple things in this pack. Glinthawk's still there, which is nice for white. I don't think we're going to go in that direction. Vector Asp, it would kind of suck to take that at this point, given the fact that that being a third pick Infect card would be pretty terrible. Fume Spitter's pretty good in the Infect deck. I think those are the only cards worth looking at in the pack. I don't think Lumigrid Drake's enough to go into blue and redo the plan, and Grand Clock's certainly not good. So I think we'll take Fume Spitter here. Spellbomb's also nice to cycle, but Spitter's a little bit better. A couple cards in this pack to look at, actually quite a few. So Painsmith is really good in the fact that you're giving your Infect guys a boost. You get a Plague Singer or something like that. Necrotic Ooze, certainly can be decent in the right deck. I don't think this is it. Blight Mamba also very good in the fact that it is only a 1/1, but it's a pain in the butt for them to deal with it. They don't have Infect creatures themselves. I think Blight Mamba's the right play here, so we'll go ahead with that. So some interesting cards in this one. Tilgelad Fallen. You want the critical mass of Infect creatures, even though there are a bunch of 4-drops in Infect. He might be the worst of them, but he's still very, very good, especially against Metalcraft. Untamed Might is certainly good, but I think Fallen is a little bit better. I don't think we're going to look at Lead and Mirror or Fume Spitter here, even though that certainly could be a mistake, especially with Lead and Mirror. I think it's between Lead and Mirror and Fallen. I don't really want to send the Infect signal over there because I think we're going to be pretty reliant on the second pack, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Fallen. Another card here is the Thrumming Bird. I've seen the Splash Blue Infect decks really work well, but I don't think I want to go there quite yet. Okay, so we have a couple cards here. You have Vector Asp, which can be good as a later pick, but I think Sylvok Lifestab is just going to be better in the fact that it can boost any of our guys, and that's pretty critical. And it wins us races, so I think we're going to go there. So a couple cards here. We could take the Spell Bomb if we wanted to, if we were thinking about splashing blue. Right now we're just splashing black. Flesh Allergy is certainly good, but I think getting the Infect creatures, if that was like quote-unquote real removal, like when we're talking about Slice and Twain, we're talking about Grasp of Darkness, etc., I'd certainly snap pick it here, but Contagious Nim is going to be a little bit better than Flesh Allergy here. So nice so far that we have 5 Infect creatures in the first pack. That's definitely nice to see, and at relatively good cost too. So Shards of Alara has been not Shards of Alara. Scars of Mirrodin has been very hit or miss for me. I've gone on hot streaks where I've 3-0'd, day 2 to GP, and then lately it's been 0-1, 0-1. It's hard. I haven't been able to draft Infect well, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. This pack, not much to it. I mean, Withstand Death is certainly playable in the Infect deck, so I think that's fine. But yeah, I mean, lately it's been a pretty cold streak. I've tried drafting Infect a couple times and it just hasn't worked out. So cross your fingers this time that it will. I had a deck a couple weeks ago with, it had double Trigon of Infestation. It had triple Throne of Geth. It had triple Necropede. It had triple Plague Stinger and still lost. So I don't think I get this format yet. Yeah, this is all crap. So it's either take the Azorius Archers as a sideboard card against the flying decks, or take a Boona Acolyte, because that's actually pretty good against you. I think the Acolyte, I hate drafting the Acolytes a little bit better, just because I don't want to slow myself down with the Archers. And still Infections there, that's actually great to see. That's a snap pick. It's a late Vector Asp, which is nice for us. And certainly those cards are fine as their late picks. I really hate them in the fact that, they are a turn 1 drop, and then you attack with them the second turn, and you have this awkward play of either playing one of your many, many 2-drops that you end up with, or, getting 1 point of Infected, and it's actually a pretty tough decision. Which one do I hate the most? Probably Gavalier. I really like this, by the way. My connection can be spotty at times, and I've certainly felt like I've dropped off a lot of times if you've watched previous videos, so it's definitely nice to see that they've done something like that for us. Okay, so, a decent first pack overall. I'm not overly thrilled with it, but it can certainly get there in some situations. Okay, pack 2. So, a couple good cards for us in there. Well, mainly 2. So, Grasp of Darkness, great removal spell, or Corpse Cur, which is a good 2-for-1 for us. As good as Corpse Cur is, our 4-drops are getting a little heavy, and we don't have any removal. And Grasp of Darkness is really, really good for our deck. So I don't think this is that close. I think it's Grasp of Darkness. And we're greeted with the same decision once again. I think we're approaching a critical mass of Infect creatures. We'd certainly, Ichor Clawmere is also very good. It's tough, but I think I'd rather actually have a removal spell for their creatures at this point than be trying to draft, above average Infect creatures or even good Infect creatures. So. Okay, so Plague Stinger's in here. I think that's going to be a pretty easy pick. Trigon Corruption's really, really good. Untamed Might's really good, but Plague Stinger is so much better. I think one thing I've been lacking, actually, in my Infect decks is good removal, so hopefully the Grasp of Darknesses will work out for me. One thing I feel like I'm missing is that bomb Infect creature, though. Hey, it's really nice to get a Putrefax or a Skithiryx or a Hand of the Praetors to make your deck work, and that really hasn't happened for me yet at all. So, but it seems like we have a pretty good base here. Certainly fine with the way it's working out. Okay, so an interesting pick here. We could have Silvok Lifestaff, Withstand Death, but I don't think those are the two we're looking at here. I think it's going to be Coppermere or Bellowing Tangleworm. That Embersmith is certainly sad for us to see, but Tangleworm makes Tel Jalad fall in completely unblockable, and that's huge. And is really good. Coppermere will get us up to our 4 drops faster. We don't have that many 4-drops at this point, so I think Bellowing Tangleworm's a little bit better, given that we have Blight Mamba, Despair, and the Fallen so far. I'm sure we'll get some more green creatures, so I think he's a little bit better of a pick here. So I think Copper Mirror is a little bit better than Tainted Strike. Tainted Strike is just a shock that only hits them when my creature's unblocked, because I don't think it's going to do much else unless we get a Tangleworm in there. We don't have much in the way of other creatures right now that we're trying to get Infect to. A couple more choices here. Strider Harness is certainly playable. And not only playable, fairly good in this deck. I think Claw Mirror is a bit better. We're not hurting for 2-drops or Infect creatures, but he's one of the better ones, so I certainly want to have him along. So right now we have, sort of Infect creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I probably want about 11 or 12. So I guess we're midway through pack 2, so we're okay. Alright, so my eyes immediately went to the Blight Mamba without seeing Sylvok Replica. I think Sylvok Replica is a much better pick here. We certainly have enough 2-drops. Blight Mamba's good, but not nearly as good as the automatic removal spell this provides. I mean, the one thing this deck can't deal with right now is the really big bombs. The Sunblast Angel, the Horde Smelter Dragon, etc. Hopefully we won't need that part of our game, so... And apparently LSV is in Alan's draft. Poor guy. So when you watch this video, make sure to buddy list Archmage84 and certainly bomb him with PMs, because that's only the right thing to do after he interrupts your video. Instill Infection, by far the best card here, because there's nothing else for us to play. I don't know if we'll play 2, but it's certainly a possibility. Now I gotta know. So I'm just gonna have a little conversation with Alan on the side. Hope you don't mind. So in this pack,